What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Squad Gaming channel and the Chicago Bulls MyLeague. And if you missed last episode, make sure you go and check it out because we did lose in the NBA Finals in Game 6 to the Golden State Warriors, and the Finals MVP is Stephen Curry, deservedly so. 25 points per game, 11 assists. He shot 68% from the three-point line, but I'm done with that. Let's get into the offseason. See, Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki both retired, and look at this big one. Pau Gasol retired. Wow, I told you guys I was going to trade him, and I didn't want him to retire. That's not what I meant. I wanted to get good assets for an 80 overall power forward who hasn't been playing very well for us. You see, Manu Ginobili also retired, but that Pau Gasol one just really hurts. I really want to get rid of him, but not like that. But we do free up a little bit of some salary because he did retire. That's the only bright side to look at it. You see the rest of the players. I just kept scrolling through the list so you guys can see who did retire. Like, I don't know, some of your favorite players are on here. I know I grew up watching Ben Gordon. He was very, very good, really, but now he's retired, obviously. And here's the staff retirements. And Alvin Gentry, that was kind of surprising to me, from the New Orleans Pelicans, because he just recently became the coach in real life, but I guess he decided to retire. Then Hall of Fame inductees, Tim Duncan and Dirk Nowitzki, both inducted to the Hall of Fame. Both had great careers. Sad to see Tim Duncan's in real life come to an end, but that is what happened. Now here is the draft order. The Jazz get the number 1 pick, then the Magic, Lakers. We have ours at 16th and 26th or 28th. Can't quite remember, one of those two. But we do get a new assistant coach, Steve Nash, who I saw him as there, and I was like, I might as well get him. I'm just going to bring Steve Nash aboard, and then we get Owen Masters as our assistant GM. But now it's draft day. And when I was looking for this draft was a power forward, obviously, as we just lost one, but I was more looking towards the free agency. This is more of a top-heavy draft. It has like Harry Giles and Jason Tatum, that draft class that's coming in next year in real life. And they have a couple of decent players, but when I'm that far, when I made the playoffs, made the NBA Finals, I'm not going to get any of those top guys. I even tried to trade for the number 2 overall pick. I didn't show you that, but they were just not having it. I tried to give 2 first rounds this year and a first round next year, and they just weren't taking it because I was going to get Harry Giles. But here goes Jason Tatum. I tried to trade with the Magic. They didn't take it. They got Jason Tatum, who's a great pick, but you'll see they trade him away. Why not trade me that pick, and then you can have even more assets? But here's a man I wanted, Harry Giles. He will be a beast for the Los Angeles Lakers in this MyLeague. You better look out for the Lakers in the future. They're going to be a very good team. Here's Terrence Ferguson. He goes 4th. Then the 5th, you see the Magic are just going to trade the number 2 pick, Jason Tatum, to the Wizards. Now the Wizards in the Eastern Conference are going to be even better with Bradley Beal, John Wall, Jason Tatum. They're going to be hard to beat, and it's not what I'm looking for. So the Orlando Magic trade that. Then they go for some guy from France that I've never heard of. And then you see here is another trade. Rudy Gobert is traded to the Mavericks. That is pretty surprising to me. Him and DeMar Carroll are both gone. Here's a 7th pick. I don't know who that guy is, honestly, either. Then you hear this was one of the guys that I was going to draft, Idris Adebayo. He was also someone I was looking for. I'm just trying to show you most of this first round because other than that, I really wasn't going to show you much. Malik Monk, Dennis Smith, I've seen a lot of their highlight reels on YouTube. They seem both pretty good. Then you hear the Lakers are going to trade for the 11th pick. They're going to get Antonio Blankety, who played Ben Simmons in real life. You see just so many trades. You're going to have to slow down if you really want to see them all. But there's Ben McLemore for Goran Dragic. That's a pretty big trade. And here comes the 13th pick by the Miami Heat. They are going to get Markelle Fultz, who I've never actually heard of, Jonathan Isaac, then Kobe Simmons, and then finally we were up at the 16th pick. I traded for this one. This one was with the, I think the Sacramento Kings. Yeah, that's who it was. And you see, it took me a tough time to really choose who I wanted to go for. Carlton Bragg, there's Thon Maker in this one, but Thon Maker apparently in this draft class is no good because he's like a 67 overall, even after I scouted him completely. I mean, I guess he's just not good. So I ended up going with Carlton Bragg. He was really the only power forward that really had any overall to him. He's like a 72. So maybe he'll progress into something good. 6'9" out of Kansas. Thought I'd give him a shot. I could have gave Don Maker a shot, but he's just so bad in this draft class. It's so frustrating. Then you see, for the end of the first round pick for me, I was going between Derek Thornton, a shooter, or Thomas Bryant, a center. And I was looking at it, and I was like, Thomas Bryant almost has a better shot than Derek Thornton. His mid-range and everything is basically better than Derek Thornton, and I don't know how consistently Thornton's going to knock down jumpers. So I went with Thomas Bryant. If he's going to knock down jumpers as a big man, I'm definitely taking him at number 26. I've seen him in real life play for Indiana, and he actually does knock down shots pretty regularly. But here in the second round, As took some guy, Matis Kafka, from Hungary, and I'll tell you right now, I didn't sign him back. You'll see right here. Got Thomas Bryant and Carlton Bragg, 67 overall and 70 overall. My mistake, I said 72. He's not even that. I think that's what Adebayo was. And then you see we do accept Doug McDermott's one more year for us. Hasn't really progressed as well as I would have liked, but he could still be good. And look at this, Blake Griffin and Chris Paul both declined their play options along with Paul Millsap. Maybe I could go after Blake Griffin. He's there in free agency. I'm not quite sure yet. We may go after him. I'm just looking for power forwards out here in free agency, but there is just a couple. There's going to be Zach Randolph's in free agency, Paul Millsap, and there's one other person I thought I was looking at, but I can't quite remember. Maybe he'll show up once again, or maybe no, Andre Iguodala. I go after him too. You'll have to see if we succeed in that or not. Here's a qualifying offer that I did accept for Tony Snell, but you'll see I have to re-sign him once again. So hopefully, they didn't just take my money. We're not going to sign Fung. We're not going to sign Ronnie Price, and sadly, Seth Curry wants to test free agency, but he didn't really play for us in the postseason at all, so no need for that. But I am going to re-sign the top 4 guys. Here's Tony Snell. We're going to sign back for 2 more years. Actually, I guess I go right back to the top. I want to get Derrick Rose first, which actually makes sense because if I have the money that I can give, I'm going to give it. And Derrick Rose is going to get 3 years, 7.5. Taj Gibson, 74 overall, plays great for us in the postseason, even though he's 32 years old, 74 overall. Getting offer him a contract. Nikola Mirotic, he's been very good for us off the bench as well, 3.5, 2 years. And Tony Snell's also going to get a contract, 2 years for $3 million. Not much, but he is a very good role player. That was mostly a role player and Derrick Rose free agency there. And you see, they all accept, so that's pretty good. And I'm glad that we got all of those guys back because those are some 4 key players on our roster. But here is the free agency list. Paul Millsap, Andre Iguodala, Zach Randolph, and Shabazz Muhammad are the top 4. But we need a power forward because Pau Gasol retired. Well, here is Paul Millsap, and he's an 85 overall, 32-year-old. I gave him some bit of money. We'll have to see if he accepts. I don't know about him because he is a high overall, and he probably will get better money somewhere else because I didn't give him a whole lot. Same with Andre Iguodala, but he's 33 years old, and he's starting to regress. He's an 80 overall. And then Zach Randolph also starting to regress, but him and Andre Iguodala were people I thought I could give like minimal money to, and hopefully they'd sign back. But I don't know. I think they're asking for a lot more money because you'll see who I did end up getting. Zach Randolph, $10 million for 2 years. I think that's a pretty good for a contract for like a 36-year-old, but obviously the contracts in real life this year have been absolutely crazy, so I guess maybe that's not the money they wanted. But here we tried to sign Patrick Mills, Patty Mills as you probably know him, after Seth Curry left, and let's see who we did get. We also, for some reason, I'm just going to really confuse myself and go for Cody Zeller, so I have both the Zeller brothers on my team if they sign. Same with Tim Hardaway Jr., but look who we do get. Zach Randolph signs for 2 years, $20.45 million, and I'll definitely take that. An 80 overall power forward. Paul Millsap goes to the Boston Celtics, which is tough because they're going to be a tough team. Andre Iguodala goes to Los Angeles Lakers, and now I'm feeling they're going to make a run. As long as they sign someone in free agency, they're going to be very good and could contend for the NBA Finals. Then we get Zeller, Mills, and Hardaway Jr., who are 3 very, very key, really key players off the bench. I'm glad I got all 3 of them. You see the roster, Jimmy Butler is just going to be a beast. His 3-point goes up, and that's the only thing I really could have asked for because that goes up. Same with Avery Bradley. He's going to be so good for us next year. Zach Randolph regressed a little bit, but he's old, and I get 2 more years out of him, and he's actually going to be like an 80, 81 overall when we start the season. You'll see this beginning of the season rosters. Derrick Rose, 78. Not surprised there. He's still going to be a good player. Patty Mills, 76. Zeller, 76. McDermott, 74. Mirotic, 74. Gibson, 74. Hardaway Jr., 73. Tony Snell, 73. Diamond Stone, 72. Tyler Zeller, 71, not 21. Carlton Bragg, 70. And you see Thomas Bryant, my worst player, 68 overall. As you see, he's going up 1 now at the bottom of this list. And I do send Jimmy Butler to a camp. I just want to improve his stats just a little bit as more of a key, ball handler role, and I'm glad I did that. I'm also going to do untapped potential to Diamond Stone because I want him to be very good for us. He's going to be my starting center, and I need him to be very good. And there's Jimmy Butler, 90 overall, Randolph, 80, Avery Bradley, 80, and you see there's my starting 5. Right up there, other than Diamond Stone, and we're going to be very good. And this is everyone else's roster that I'm just going to go through before I end the video. If you guys want to see your favorite team, just go ahead and pause it on whatever team that is, and then you can see the roster from there. But not a whole lot of big changes. Blake Griffin, I didn't get the chance to go for him in free agency. Him and Chris Paul went right back to the Los Angeles Clippers, so I don't know what happened there, but they are going to be back with the Clippers, so they'll be good once again. And just a couple of small moves, but could really change this MyLeague quite a bit. So I guess we'll have to find out in the next year, and hopefully we can have a year like we did last year at the #1 seed making the NBA Finals. But hopefully we can go up a little bit more and win the NBA championship. That is all I'm going to have for today. I hope you guys did enjoy today's episode. If you did, hit the like button. And as always, I'm out. Peace.